Howdy friendos, Crazy Jason here, and welcome to the return of the weekly roundup. That's right. It has been a long time, but I'm returning with this, and we're going to do it on a weekly basis. I'm changing things up a little bit. It's not just going to be Blu-rays and DVDs that I purchased recently. I'm also going to talk about movies that I watched on Netflix and the theaters. I'm going to branch out, maybe talk about some movie news, maybe do some rants, just whatever I feel like speaking of that week, as long as it's movie related. I've got a great stack of Blu-rays here tonight.
They know that. It's your weekly roundup. They know that you have movies to talk about.
You're starting in already, and I haven't even introduced you. That's fantastic. I thought this would be a good idea, but now I'm just getting angry. Anyway, as you probably already know from the title, we have a special live guest this evening, which is, I don't know what that means, because you're live now, but not live when they're watching.
And I'm special.
You're most definitely special, and didn't you just recently purchase a Special Olympics t-shirt?
No, but my grandparents bought me a football helmet, and I don't play football, so I don't know what they were trying to tell me, but...
That's when you have the saliva dangling like a foot from your mouth, and you're hitting yourself in the head? Yeah.
Yeah, well, you know, and I look like a metrosexual Princess Leia right now, with my headphones on, but you know what, that's okay, because I'm ready, let's do this.
Yeah, you kind of do look like you have little Cinnabons on the side of your head.
Little tiny Cinnabons right there.
All you need now is a little splooge sugar that they put on it, yeah.
Oh man, thanks man. Thanks. Han Solo's splooge just resting on my ass crack. Let's start it up.
I appeared on one of your DVD updates, what, about 2 months ago?
That would be correct. Yeah, about 2 months ago or so, yep.
And now he's here to return the favor.
Returning the favor to my heterosexual friend. Yeah. That's what two men do. It's natural. It's normal. It's okay.
He has the common goddamn courtesy of a reach around, so that's very nice. But as I said, I have a stack of Blu-rays. We're going to go through these and talk about them, and Johnny Boy over here will interject his thoughts, his witticisms, and his illogic. But for the most part, it is going to be just shooting the shit about Blu-rays and DVDs.
All right, well that's good, man. So you know, I have obligations. Let's get to that beautiful stack of Blu-rays.
And the obligation is curling up in your cum-stained bed and going to sleep while suckling your thumb. Is that the obligation you speak?
So says the guy with a garbage bag for a curtain beside him.
Oh well, you know, the blood has to go somewhere. I don't want blood splatter on my walls, so.
Yeah, an old canister of body parts in the garage, yeah.
I wore this hat, by the way, specifically for you, and I don't think you've noticed that yet.
I noticed it, man. I just chose not to say anything.
Is it driving you crazy?
You look like a very into himself kind of art house director.
Does it make you angry, or...?
I just feel like this webcam should be in black and white right now.
Yeah, well, this is my pseudo-intellectual douchebag hat. And,
no, I fit you very well, man. I need a douchebag hat, too. Just not the pseudo-intellectual part one.
Yeah, because we're going to be discussing film this evening.
I know.
You know, I have my Manhattan t-shirt and my douchebag hat so that we can discuss cinema. Avatar. That's right, folks. I finally acquired Avatar on Blu-ray after... Here's the thing. Here's my backstory. I went to see it late 2009, the 3D experience, which, by the way... for me, the glasses, I'm one of those people where it bothers my face, and I can't leave the glasses on for more than 2 minutes. I have to kind of hold them off of my nose with my hands.
Probably shouldn't go see 3D movies.
No, I don't really anymore. I think the last one I saw was Tron Legacy.
Oh, man.
But, that being said, it was, you know, it was a great 3D experience. Obviously, the technology was taken, it still hasn't been surpassed.
I can't think of a better 3D movie than Avatar. Nothing comes out of the screen and pokes you in the eyeball.
And here's the thing. I had a lot of big expectations going into Avatar, and it was way overhyped. And so I was a little disappointed when I saw it in the theater. I had some issues with the characters and some of the silly dialogue. Basically the same issues I still have, but here's the thing. After the passage of time... I finally got it on Blu-ray, and I sat at home by myself, And I just I became one of those people who just enjoyed my trip to Pandora, you know?
You know, it's for the first time in my life, I want to be Sam Worthington.
Yeah, because yeah, one of the problems I have, you know, I didn't really care for Sam Worthington on the first viewing. He's not bad in his scenes.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, he's bad.
He is shit.
Yeah, he's the defecate.
Yeah.
But his narration is what's shit. Because he's trying to sound like the regular Joe. He's supposed to be the regular guy for us dumbasses in the audience, and he's saying, so anyway, there's this substance, it's called like unobtainium or something like that, you know, and it's very affected, you know, it's very...
And at the same time, he's trying to hide his accent because he honestly, he can't pull off an American accent, and he actually sounds like he's tone deaf.
Yeah,
he's talking sometimes.
Yeah, you can hear him trying. Yeah, that's exactly right. But I will say that, oh God, what's his name? The actor, the guy who...
Stephen Lang.
Stephen Lang kicks ass, man. He was chewing the scenery like a fucking plate of spaghetti. Yeah,
that sack of meat here. Yeah.
Yeah. That brings me to, I still have problems. I don't have any problems with this story. I don't care if it's a mishmash of different, you know, science fiction movies. I don't care if he takes from his own, his own movies that he's made in the past. Story's fine. The visuals are stunning. Everything about it is great. The main problem I have is with a lot of the dialogue and the illogic.
Well, I mean, come on, you can't poke fun at the logic in the movie, man. I mean, Jesus, come on. Look, it's a movie where they go to a planet called Pandora and
they're mining for unobtainium.
Unobtainium, yeah. It's nothing makes sense in the movie, but you know what? It's pretty. And
now,
that's okay.
Yeah, and that's fine. That's not. But what I'm talking about is I'm talking about the characters and how one-dimensional the sort of bad guys are. And they're screaming about the tree huggers, like it's a proven scientific fact that the Navi or whatever, they can plug in and they can download, you know, from any part of the planet, you know, they can actually interact with their ancestors, blah blah blah. It's not just, you know, spiritual mumbo jumbo. It's actual scientific fact. And yet these people are talking about, and how far in the future is this movie set, would you say?
150 odd years.
Yeah, 150 years, and these people are saying, them damn tree huggers, you know?
They still watch NASCAR and drink light beer, and Do you think that's some of the best CGI work ever put on film, or?
Absolutely. In fact, I took a picture of a close-up, I think of Zoe Saldana, who, by the way...
Then you took that picture into the restroom and had your way with it, didn't you? Show us the picture. What is it of?
Don't you love the way she rides that thing? The way she's squatting?
That dragon? Yeah, I pretend like that dragon's my cock.
Yeah, don't you want to be behind her while she's... Okay. Let me spend 15 minutes finding a picture. Here we go.
Yeah. What about the three-legged horse? Do you think that would actually physically... would that even be... you know,
possible, I don't know, but I got one of those three-legged horses from McDonald's in a Happy Meal. I was taking a friend's kid to McDonald's.
And then you kept the toy?
I kept the kid. He's still in the back of my van. Yeah, alright, so, yeah, here's the picture that I took. Oh, here, let me show you for reference.
Oh man, that's a nice cheekbone right there.
Yeah, and actually when you go in, and I don't know how well this is going to show up, you can actually see the pores on the face. This is very low tech as far as...
Yeah, they get it, man. The pores...
I know, but it really impresses me because you go and look at that eye. Look at that eye. Yeah, this is a great set to own. It's a beautiful looking set. It's very very thick, which I appreciate. You know, it's actually hard to shake out the. And this is sort of like a digibook thing. It looks like a digibook, but it's actually not. When you open it up, you actually have to slide the Blu-rays out, and that's a bit difficult.
Look how many fucking trees they killed to make that edition of Avatar, which basically is a gold green movie.
Yeah, it goes against everything James Cameron was trying to say. And here's the thing, going back to my problem with the character's logic. Earth is dead. Supposedly, Earth has no green anything left on it. It's a dead, barren planet, like another movie we're going to talk about later. And they're still saying tree huggers.
Tree huggers, yeah. We don't have trees, but we've
got nothing to hug.
You like them.
Yeah, it's kind of stupid. It's like, it's pandering, really. It's sort of offensive.
They could have small amounts of trees. But then again, you gotta overlook things, man. You just gotta let it go, and you went to Pandora, man. Forget about that.
I did go to Pandora in 2D. In other news, I dropped my cover, and I'm getting really...
It's okay, man. Just leave it there. Just leave it there.
No, I can't. I can't keep... I'm scared. I can't... Oh, here it is. Can't you say something funny while I do this? I mean, can't you get with the program?
I'm trying to show respect, but it's hard to give that right.
Okay, now we're going to move on to a really serious film that is just fucking, is one of the greatest films of all time, obviously, and that would be Shawshank Redemption. And this is the...
Frank came to Shawshank that day.
You've been how long did it take you to work on that? All night? Have you been prepping for this?
My entire life, man. To become a 50-year-old black man. That's my whole life built up to that.
Okay, so this is obviously the book edition. Nothing's too special, but I'm a big fan of these Blu-ray book editions because I love books and I love movies, and you combine them, and that's perfect. Not to say that I don't love steelbooks as well, but and they're coming out with a lot. Have you noticed that Blu-ray books are really becoming popular now?
You had the Big Lebowski, and then steelbook-wise, you had Scarface coming out there. So yeah,
Citizen Kane,
yeah.
exclusive to Best Buy. Yeah, which will be making an appearance, by the way, in my Phantasmic movie adventure, which will be...
sounds like a 70s porn, man.
Thank you. That's great. Denigrating my work. That's my work. That's how I call it my work. How fucking pretentious is that?
Yeah, my work.
But anyway, it should be going up in the next few days here. But anyway, Shawshank Redemption. Do you even own this on Blu-ray?
I do. I don't own the digibook there, but I own the Blu-ray of it. I'm going to be honest with you. I think the Blu-ray, obviously it's the best it's ever looked on a home, entertainment, but I'm not that blown away by it, I'll be honest with you.
I think it's really nice. I mean,
really?
They could have gone further, I guess. I guess they could have gone, and revisited the original negative and fucking done a 4K and then transfer, and maybe they would have gotten a little more depth out of it, a little more sharpness. But I think, for me, it's good. The blacks are nice and inky, and it works for me.
I think my expectations are really high on that one, because that honestly is my top 2 movies of all time. I mean,
really?
I've seen that movie countless times, and it just, I needed a little bit more. I wanted, maybe, and if any movie deserves a 4K, that's one of them, so...
it's eminently rewatchable. It's definitely immersive. It's just a great movie. I mean, obviously you guys know. We don't need to tell you.
Perfection, man. That is friendship. That's true friendship in that movie. That inspires me. That movie gives me a little bit of faith in humanity.
Tim Robbins and Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
Friendship. Yeah. Hope is a dangerous thing. Hope will drive a man insane.
Yep, the sisters never laid another finger on Andy that day.
Oh, man. The sisters.
Do you think I would have to join the sisters to, survive in prison? You
know what? The other day I thought of a good idea of how to survive in prison, but I'm not going to say it because it's too nasty. I'm a little, I'm bashful. I'm bashful right now.
It involves axle grease, doesn't it?
It involves something really disgusting, but, yeah, now if you were the Tim Robbins character, and I was Red, the Morgan Freeman character. And you told me, and he tells him really quick when you get out. Do you remember a tree and a blah 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 blah? Go to the rock and you pick up the rock and find the tin. Okay. First of all, I have to be told things 3 times, very calmly in a silent room. Not only that, but you would have to draw me some sort of map before I get to the map.
Of course.
Now, having said all that, when I get out, there's no way I'm going to be bagging groceries for 3 months. I mean, my curiosity would just get to me. I'd have to go try to find this fucking thing.
Yeah, and especially, he acted like he remembered that field, man. But he's been in prison for, 30-something
40 years. 40 years.
How do you remember that field?
Yeah. I wouldn't be, if I had been to that field 2 weeks ago, I wouldn't be able to find it.
No,
yeah, that's
no.
how, and there's no way. So you'd be on the beach waiting for me, and I wouldn't be able to find the tin because of my incompetency, and that'd be it. What a sad ending that would be, huh?
I'd have to finish that boat all by myself, man.
I know.
Just sanding that damn boat.
Yeah, just thinking about your millions just sitting in the bank, just smiling happily. I wonder if I would etch my name and then hang myself.
I mean, yeah.
Krazy Jason was here,
Crazy fucking Jason was here, man. That's.
But basically, this movie is perfection. There really isn't. We're having a hard time talking about it because we can't really critique it.
No, there's no need to critique it. There's only you can only embrace it.
Yeah, you can only praise it. So movie 5. Blu-ray image quality 4.5, audio 4, immersion factor 5.
I'd give it 5 across the board, but the PQ I'd give a 4 on it.
We have The Road. It just keeps getting more depressing.
Oh man, I'm gonna hang myself, man.
I know, man. I've got a noose ready for you.
Oh, I don't. I'm gonna take the gun with 1 bullet in it and put it in my mouth.
Oh, like Charlize Theron. Theron.
Yeah.
What kind of? I like how I pronounce names. Theron.
Theron.
I'm such a fucking asshole. So this is a Vortex case. It's got some interior artwork. That's nice. I'm starting to lose my mind here. I need some help. Help me out.
Well, The Road, man. I didn't love The Road the first time I seen it. I liked it. I didn't love it. I will say it does come with a lot of, I don't know, things. I mean, it's very accurate for like a future destruction, post-apocalyptic movie, but other aspects of it, it's just like, really, honestly, that's a little over the top.
Well, also, you didn't read the book.
I'm sorry.
And I read. I'm just saying. There's a different. We had different experiences because I read the book before I saw the movie, and you didn't. Yeah. So you're coming at it from a different sort of. You're looking at me and with a very smug look on your face, like, how dare you?
I feel like now you're an intellectual, and now I'm.
No, that's just because of the hat. It has nothing to do with reading the book,
90% of that it's directed at your hat. Yeah, it is.
Hey, can we talk about Robert Duvall's wooden shoes for a minute?
Jesus, yes. His wooden shoes, man. That's what the best scene in cinematic history in the last 5 years.
And I don't buy it. I don't buy that he couldn't find a supermarket somewhere that still had a pair of shoes. Yeah, basically this father is traveling with his son, actually throughout the southeastern United States.
Right through here, you and I's territory.
Yeah, our area, yeah. And the Blu-ray looks fantastic. Can we agree on that?
Yeah, I wasn't let down by the Blu-ray at all.
Very muted colors. I mean, it was, again, faithful to the source.
Yeah, it's hard to judge a movie where its color palette is black, brown, and gray.
Yeah. But they did a good job with the gray tones, and, what else? Performances, of course, Viggo Mortensen, I love him. The kid was great. Charlize Theron, can you please say the name for me?
I just call her the...
Monster?
Monster Ball. I just call her Monster Ball.
Monster Ball. That's funny how you mash two things together. Just, okay, yeah, alright.
Just $5 more.
Oh, God.
And she takes the tire iron. Okay.
You just like prostitutes, don't you? Basically, she's suffering from postpartum depression for like, what, 9 years after getting...
Yeah, it took 9 years to finally...
I mean, I understand the world is burning. I mean, there's some mysterious flame that just keeps going and going in the distance. Cannibals have basically taken over the world. You know, they enjoy the taste of human flesh, obviously, and they're trying to reach the ocean. That's the main thing. What the glue of this movie is a relationship between the father and the son.
I'm going to say this though. The one thing I didn't buy, and I didn't buy how weak the kid was. He was a very weak individual. He was emotionally weak. He just seemed really naive and weak. And it seems like growing up in a tough, cold environment like that, he'd be a little more aware, strong-willed.
Yeah, how can he's a pansy.
Yeah.
He's a pansy, and I think what they were trying to make a point that that's the thing is he's kind of like a pure, sort of soul.
He's
in
a
this
golden child.
Barren wasteland. Yeah, a bit of a Christ figure, I guess. I don't know. That's going to be trimmed. I don't like Christ figure. That doesn't work.
Christ figure.
That doesn't work.
He's the new Jesus Christ of the apocalyptic wasteland.
And why is it when I say that I imagine a crown of thorns? Like that that's very stupid.
And Jesus holding a pistol with one bullet in it, eating people.
The fuck, man. So this movie. I give the PQ a 4.5, I give the movie a 4.5, give the audio 4, and I give the immersion factor a 4.5 as well.
But I will give Robert Duvall in the movie a 10.
Yeah, Robert Duvall, it's amazing what that actor can do with just one little scene,
When he pukes up his peaches.
He pukes up his peaches. God damn it.
He was so hungry, but he couldn't swallow it.
Oh, man. And when he's talking about his son and he does that sort of...
Yeah, the Robert Duvall bird flying away thing.
Yeah, that actually it annoyed me a little bit, but...
his wooden shoes is clacking off.
Yeah, his fucking clogs, man. I just don't get that. That took the immersion factor down to 4.5. It was at a 5, but it dropped a half a point because... I didn't buy the Dutch wooden shoes.
It's. I mean, yeah, Jesus, yeah. I mean, man, yeah. We're gonna have to. Yeah, that's an hour topic itself. But was that the last movie?
Yeah, Robert Duvall's wooden shoes is an hour topic.
That's the truth, man.
It is the truth. That's what's funny is that that's the absolute truth. We're not joking, folks. We would literally sit here and talk for an hour. It would branch out into all different directions, but we would always come back to the wooden clogs. So I decided to pull out a surprise Blu-ray that I just bought a couple of days ago and I just watched yesterday, and that would be...
I seen Emilio Estevez's head when it was in your lap.
Oh, man, you ruined the surprise. Why were you staring at my crotch, by the way?
I'll be staring at Emilio Estevez, goddammit.
Yeah, in my crotch. That's even worse.
Why did you have him there?
I don't know, but what do you think about my surprise Blu-ray?
I think that's a wonderful surprise. That's John Hughes, man. That's perfection.
Yeah. Now, this movie, I have a love-hate. I don't know if that's the right thing. I'm split on this. There's two parts of me. Actually, there's many parts of me. But one part of me finds this movie really embarrassing. Like, a lot of the dialogue and the situations are ridiculous. The other part of me loves it, And in a lot of ways, this movie is kind of like a stage play. You know what I mean?
It's kind of almost got a Glenn Ross thing going on if you really break it down. Because
and it's not just the sort of one location aspect. It's the heightened, as Glenn Ross, it's the heightened reality.
Yeah.
You take things that are real and you add punched up dialogue and punched up emotions. What I'm talking about is, the kids, they're sitting around and they're all weeping at one point. And also, Emilio Estevez smokes pot and then he screams and the glass breaks.
That's badass, man. I respect that.
yeah, the one part of me, loves, can accept all of it, and then there's another part of me, and I think it's the part of me that's growing older. You know, that's the part. Yeah, that's the part that's starting to get curmudgeon-y. Like that's just there's no way he could scream. There's no, his voice isn't that high pitched, and the glass, the thickness, the gauge, it just wouldn't work.
But he was so mad. He's a teenager going through problems in his life, and that's how he expressed that his extreme anger was popping out at that moment. And if that glass didn't break, he would have just looked like an asshole screaming in a room after he did some cartwheels.
And I get that. You know, he wasn't going for realism so much as he was, I don't know how to put it. Help me out here.
Cheesy dialogue with very cliched characters that get across a story that everyone can get along in life. And
everybody can identify. Yeah, everybody can identify. You're the jock. What were you in high school?
I was a little bit of Judd Nelson, John in that movie, but not so much like My Dad Beat Me, and I was a little bit of Emilio Estevez.
Do you believe me when I say I was an amalgamation of all of those characters?
I was, you know what, honestly, I was a little bit of the girl who had dandruff. That shook her dandruff hair out there.
Yeah, which has a very 3D effect in Blu-ray. No, I'm kidding. It's a step up from the DVD, but it's worth it in my opinion. It's worth the upgrade. You know,
is it better than Ferris Bueller's Day Off for picture quality?
Yeah, it is. Well, the problem with Ferris Bueller is the DVD looks so fucking good, upscaled, that when I put in the Blu-ray for Ferris Bueller, it just didn't really impress me. But yeah, I would say this trumps, you know, not trumps. It's a hair better than Ferris Bueller. The colors pop, you know, better. There's a little more depth. There's a little more sharpness. Contrast is a little bit better, but don't expect, you know, reference quality. And there's the print is a bit dirty too. There's splotches, there's speckles, which personally I don't mind because it reminds me that I'm watching film, and I like that.
I actually prefer a little bit of imperfection, as long as it comes from the print and not the shitty transfer.
Oh, we need to wrap this fucking thing up.
Yeah, wrap that sucker up in with the trash bag and throw it in the down the well.
For the three of you who are still here, thank you for watching. But yeah, we're going to wrap it up. Thanks to John with the Flick Pick channel for sitting in and being a special live guest. And I'm Krazy Jason, and I'll see you next time.